when it is supposed to be raining. It seems that everything rejuvenates once again. Everything is refreshed once again. Everything is delighted, is full of happiness. Every bit of nature rejoices itself, isn't it? How do you feel when it rains? Don't you feel happy? Don't you feel delighted? Are you not rejuvenated? Just think over it. So what can you see in this picture? Rain on the rooftops of the house, and then a boat, and so many other things. Isn't it amazing and relaxing? Let's move further and see what is there for us to learn today. This poem is written by Kurt Skinny, and as I told you, it is associated with rain. Okay, so Kurt Skinny was born in 1826 on November 24 in Penn, New York. Died on January 25, 1904. Kurt Skinny was an American lawyer, politician, journalist, and poet who wrote Rain on the Roof. Clear? Let's move on to our next slide. In this poem, the poet says that when the humid shadows drift, their humid shadows refers to the dark clouds full of water, moisture laden. He says that when the sky is full of dark clouds, humid shadows refers to the dark clouds, as you can see in this picture. Hover means move around something. Okay, so he says that when the sky is full of dark clouds which have humid moisture, water, and are full of water and are about to bring rain. Further, when these clouds float around the sky, hovers around the sky, over all the starry spheres, sky full of stars. When it seems to hover around the sky full of stars, okay, over the starry spheres refers to the sky at night time that is full of stars. Then huge clouds that are full of moisture move around in the sky, hovers around in the sky, and the raindrops that seem like a tear falling from the sky wipe the darkness of the night, and the melancholy darkness gently weeps in rainy tears. So rain droplets are compared to tears that seem to be wiping the darkness of the sky at night, or darkness of the night. Moreover, the poet is comparing the raindrops to tears, as to him the dark sky seems very sad. Melancholy darkness. The sky cannot be sad. Instead, the people can be sad, isn't it? But here, okay, what is used? The noun that is associated with melancholy is darkness. The poetic device is transferred epithet. I'll explain you the detailed meaning of everything, okay? So moreover, as I told you, the poet is comparing the raindrops to tears. As to him, the dark sky seems very sad. Also, it appears as if it is weeping, and the raindrops are the tears shed by it. Okay, just now humid shadows, that is the clouds full of moisture, it seems to be covering the starry spheres. Okay, and then it is dark. Okay, melancholy darkness. Okay, very dark, very sad, gently weeps in rainy tears. So this tears, the rain that is compared to tears, okay, seems to wipe the darkness away from the night. Also, it appears as if it is weeping, and the raindrops are the tears shed by it. He further adds that it is like a blessing, bliss, or a bliss to press the pillow. So he's rejoicing himself. The poet is rejoicing himself. He's full of happiness, lying somewhere down on the cozy cottage chamber bed, okay, and enjoying and listening to the patter of the soft rain pouring on or falling on the rooftop of his house. He further adds that it is like a blessing to lie on the bed in his room and listens to the sound made by the raindrops falling on the roof. So when the humid shadows hover, humid shadows, as I told you, refers to the cloud full of moisture. Hovers means move around, where around the starry spheres and the melancholy darkness, okay. The dark clouds, as you can see over here, seems to be sad, okay, and it weaves, it seems to wipe, as the rain is compared to tears. It seems to wipe, this tears seems to wipe, the rain seems to wipe the darkness of the night, and the poet enjoys the rainfall lying down somewhere on the cozy bed of his chamber, okay. He rejoices lying somewhere, listening to the patter of the soft rain overhead. I hope the stanza is clear. Let's move on to the next stanza. Yeah, so here you can see the second stanza. Every tinkle on the shingles. So tinkle means short, light, ringing sound that falls on the shingles. So you can see the tiles over there, okay, when the roof is made of tiles or asbestos, okay. So that is called shingles. So when every tinkle on the shingles has an echo in the heart. So with the rainfall, when it falls down or pours down on the shingles, it produces tinkling sound that echoes in the heart of the poet, and he starts recalling his past memories, turning nostalgic, and a thousand dreamy fancies refers to thousand imaginations that hovers his mind, that surround, that moves in his mind, isn't it, into busy being start, when his mind is not filled with any discrete fancy or discrete imagination or memory, but it is filled with thousand dreamy fancies and a thousand recollections. Thousand recollections here refers to the thousand memories that is associated with past that comes into the mind of poet, weave their air threads. Air threads again refers to the imagination, okay. It weaves their air threads into loom. So it's just like a patchwork, colorful patchwork on the loom. So you can see over here, webbed threads are tied around the around the loom, isn't it? And likewise he compares those imagination or thousand memories, what he says over here, okay, is colorful, is like a colorful patchwork that hovers, that comes into his busy mind as he listens to the patter of the rain upon the roof, as he listens to the patter of the rain falling on the roof, where it is covered with shingles, and when it falls down, okay, it creates a sound, okay, tinkling sound. So busy being refers to human beings, and here the poet is referring to himself, okay. So into busy being star, that his mind is hovered or surrounded by different thousands of memories that is associated with him. Clear? Now let's see. As you can see, pattern, onomatopoeia, thousand recollections, you can see, refers to what? Refers to the old memories. So you can say metaphor over here. Clear, my dear children? Now let's move on to the next stanza. Now in memory comes my mother, as she used in years agone, the days that had already passed, to regard the darling dreamers. A darling dreamers refers to the children. She left them till the dawn. Means before she left them till the dawn, means daybreak. Oh, I feel her fond look on me, as I list means listen to this refrain. Refrain here refers to the falling of the rain on the rooftop, and when it falls, it produces patter sound, which is played upon the shingles by the patter of the rain. So, in the last stanza, the poet introduces his mother and says that he is dreaming of his mother, as you can see over here, now in memory. So it turns nostalgic and he's dreaming of his mother. As in the previous stanza, that rain brings memories of the past. They were the memory of his mother, who is no longer alive. Okay, as she used in years agone. That is the days that had already passed. Long ago, his mother used to love him a lot, and she used to consider her children darling dreamers. Fine, and that is the reason the poet says here in the stanza that he could feel her fond look on me. Fine, then long ago, his mother used to love him a lot, and she used to consider him, he talks about himself, that she used to consider him a darling, okay, a darling. Also, she would let him sleep until daybreak and have sweet dreams. To regard the darling dreamers, she left them till the dawn. Oh, I feel her fond look on me as I listen to this refrain. So next he says that as he listens to the rain falling down, or the rain droplets pouring down or falling down on the rooftop of his room, he feels that his mother is looking at him, okay, giving him a fond look full of affection, full of love. Moreover, the sound of the rain makes him correlate his past with his present. That is the reason he was so moved by the sound of the raindrops on the shingles of his room. So that echoes in his heart. The sound of the rain droplet falling on the rooftop echoes in his heart. Every time he hears the sound, it brings back memories of the past as he remembers, his mother. And the patter sound of the rain reminded him of his mother. So, you can see old poetic word for before, dawn, daybreak. List is the old poetic word for listen. Refrain is a repeated part of a song or poem. Here, the sound of the rain, that is the patter sound. Hope this stanza 3 is also clear to all of you. As you can see in this slide, I have listed few literary devices there in the poem. The rain on the roof. First is your alliteration. I have given you the example. You can see the examples over here. Human hover. HH is repeated. Starry spheres, again S is repeated. Press below P, sound is repeated. Then you have onomatopoeia, okay, which is associated with the sound that is used to create dramatic effect, like patter sound. Then you have personification. It means treating a non-living thing as a living being. Darkness has been personified when he says it is sad. Next you have transferred epithet. This is a bit new for you, but then I have explained you here the use of an adjective with a noun when it refers to another noun. Like here, melancholy is an adjective, okay. It is associated with a noun, darkness over here, but then again it should be man. Sad people, the actual noun that should be present here must be your sad people. Fine. Now alliteration, the repetition of a consonant sound in 2 or more consecutive words. Again, BZ being BB is repeated. Their thread, TH is repeated, isn't it? Then rain, roof, R is repeated. Onomatopoeia, again the same thing, tinkling and patter sound. Personification, as I told you, that treating a non-living thing as a living being. Recollection is personified when he says that they weave dreams. Now you have transferred epithet, dreamy fancies. It does not mean that fancies are dreamy, but refers to the people who have dreams. Next again is your alliteration and onomatopoeia. Please copy all these things, all the literary devices in your English copies. Hope you have understood the poem. Tried my level best to explain the poem in the best simple words as far as I can. Thank you, children. Thank you, and take care of yourselves.